Good morning, and how the devil are ya? Welcome back to a different day. It's a new day. It's probably been a couple of days actually. We're pretty much stagnant on the S15. I've made a dash thing yesterday because I'm putting a stereo in, getting rid of my switchboard. I think I showed you. I made this little plate yesterday, and then I've wrapped it in like a satin black. But I've also ordered a switchboard, 12 volt switchboard for that one, but a 3-pin rather than a 5 or 6 pin which I've got in it before. I'm actually transferring everything from the S15, so I have these 3 gauges. I've got this gauge, what's that, water temp, boost and oil temp. All the wiring's already done. Everything I did for the S15. Here's my fuse board which I use, and that's basically it. I chucked some stuff in the Soarer before the drift day just to get us through, just the boost gauge, just the water temp gauge, but I'm going to redo all of that because it was just thrown in. So yeah, I'm taking the shifter apart, and I've just took all the gauges out. That was a water gauge, and then we got a spare boost gauge which I just had, and I'm just unwiring it now. Basically I'm going to put this board here that was in my S15 in here. I've just realised it doesn't mean we have a radio, but this is not really a radio kind of car, so that doesn't really matter. But yeah, the plan is to get all the gauges in and see if we can make it work. But this is a bit of a mess, but I suppose it's not too bad. I'm just taking apart the centre console. So to take the trim off, all I've done is I've pulled the gear gaiter off, which is that, lift up the ashtray, pull that up, couple of nuts there, couple there, couple there, and then should come out. Thought I'd best show you that, because I don't really know much Toyota Soarer content, so I might as well show you. So I've run myself a power wire from the battery, which I'm going to fuse the battery end. I have myself a earth here which goes to the body of the dash. I have myself another earth which I'm just going to keep as a spare for the gauges, as in the gauges for the sensors. And then I've now wired this up, so this will have 12 volts at all times, but you'll need to flick that switch for this to turn on, so where we can charge phones, cameras, whatever else, and this gives power to everything without the car being on. That is just a jumper connector there which I've jumped, see there, that yellow one, which then goes to them two, and then the earth, and that is as simple as that. Unfortunately we're losing the stereo. Oh well, today escalated massively. Sleepy ended up popping up, Jordan ended up popping up, we ended up with a microwave. I don't know how that happened, but it just did. And then, oh, it's bright out there. And then we ended up, and then, dark here now, over. And then we ended up with a fridge. I don't really know what to say about that, other than cheers, mate. So now we've got some nice refreshments to put in the fridge. Just gonna have to fill it now. Nice fridge freezer, the Soarer. Everything with the Soarer kind of escalated. I ended up building the switchboard, putting the wiring into the water temp, putting the wiring into the boost gauge, putting the dash in, and I didn't record any of it with you. I know, terrible. But here we are. There's a bit of a gap here, but we're going to fix it at a later date. One switch, so we can charge stuff with the ignition off, and then the second gauge obviously I've already had the car running and we don't have any oil temp. The plan is to get the oil sandwich plate for this engine, and then we're going to put the pressure, no we're not, we're going to put the oil temperature sensor into the sandwich plate so we can get oil temps as well. So we have oil temps, water temps and boost, and in theory that's all we need. Ideally we'd run oil pressure, but I haven't got any more gauges, so it's just as simple as that. I am going to take the gear knob off, and I'm also going to take the steering wheel, and I'm going to take my mirror out, because unfortunately they all live in the S15, but I put him in here for when on the drift day we felt a little bit more cozy and back to normal, because I was drifting a car, I've drifted once. You know what I mean? Once you've got a steering wheel and all that, the things you like, makes everything way better. But that's it today, really. Turn the gauges off. But that's going to be it for today. Yeah, I'm bidding on some Soarer rear seats on eBay, and then we might have to go and get them. They come with a few other bits as well, like one door card, the rear seats, one side bit, but we want to try and get the Soarer full interior, because I'm not really into that stripped out look. Doesn't really save any weight. It does, but it don't, does it? Let's be honest. But that's it. Very good day. The Civic is sound. The oil leak is repaired. It was just that O-ring on the Dizzy, 33mm, which is now pucker. That's it. I jet washed the fridge out, cleaned it all out. Nothing really exciting to say about that. Big waffle, and I'm tuning with you tomorrow when we got more action. See you later. Nice. Ready sleeps for you close up.
Alright mate.
Alright mate. Alright mate. How you doing? Today is another day, and as you can tell, we're on the road. Yesterday,
Again.
yeah. What's he say, mate?
On the road again.
That's it. Can't put the tune in, sorry, we'll get into trouble. But yesterday, I found some seats, rear plastics. No, I'm not going to tell you. Yesterday, I made a purchase on eBay at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I won. And we're going to get it, and we'll see you when we get there, or on the way back. I don't know yet.
Your name's not down, you're not coming in. Sorry.
Car's full. Car is full to the rafters. I ain't going through it, but basically I bought half a shed full of Soarer stuff. Let's overtake. That's my boy pack. But yeah, so we got 2 hours and 16 minutes till we're home. Sleepy says he's hungry.
Fucking starving.
So am I, to be fair, always hungry. But we ain't got enough money to spend down here, so we're going to wait till we get back to Tipton, things are cheaper. And then we'll show you what tat we brought. It's literally tat. Going to throw most of it in the bin. He looked impressed when I told him that. So yeah, this is it. A little switchboard. It's got 2 USB charging points. It does the battery voltage here, and then I'm going to be able to wire in like a little fuse board for power, and then the neons, and then I'll have a spare one which will do my gauges and all that sort of stuff. And that's pretty much what I did in this car originally. I had a separate little fuse board which I will show you now. Where is it? Here it is. So this is like a marine fuse board. You just give it power and give it an earth, put your fuses in like this, and then you put the little terminals on, so like this. So you'd have an earth here, and then you'd have the positive here, and it will power the neons and all that sort of stuff. So we are going back to what we had, but just a smaller version of it, because I only used 4 of them anyway, and there was like 6. So I thought, well, you know what, we'll keep the neons, we'll keep the interior neons, they'll be just on one switch now. Then the other one will be the gauge setup for the Defi computer that we're putting in, and then the third one will be, I don't know, we'll have to see how it goes, won't we? But yeah, so the plan is to wire all this up, get it in the car, nice and neat. Just look at this engine bay. The engine bay just pops so hard. I love it.